Okay, so everyone, today we will discuss about the algorithm DF. Let me introduce ourselves. Starting from me, my name is Indra Pandika with three last digit student ID is 012. And my friend,
So, hello everyone, my name is
hello everyone, my name
Latana with
is Dana
41510.
41510.
And here's my friend.
Hello everyone, my name is Karya Arya Dharma Pradana with three last digit student ID 063. And my friend,
So, hello everyone. My name is Abian Abdul Aziz with last student ID is 57.
Okay, so before we start the material, we must know what is DFS. Okay, so first search or DFS is a graph traversal algorithm that prioritizes depth. This algorithm starts from the root node or a specific starting node and move forward along a branch deeply as possible until it reaches a dead end. No more child nodes to visit. This algorithm performs a backtracking process to return to the previous node and begin exploring other branches that have not yet been visited. In implementation on tree structure, consistently from the leftmost branch to the rightmost. Okay, for the next, I will explain about the first pseudocode. As you can see here, we have the DFS pseudocode in a graph. In the DFS section, the first we have to initialize the variable count to 0 to track the visit order. Then a loop is performed for all vertices, and the visited value of each vertex is set to 0, meaning all vertex have not yet been visited. After that, a second loop is performed for each vertex. If vertex still has visited value of 0, the DFS procedure is called to begin the search from the vertex. This ensures that all part of the graph, including those that are not directly connected, can still be visited. And the second pseudocode is DFS V procedure. Every time a vertex is visited, the count value is incremented by 1. This value is then stored in visited array V to indicate that the vertex has been visited and to record the order of its visit. After that, the algorithm iterates all neighbors of that vertex. If there are neighbors that have not yet been visited, the DFS procedure is called recursively on this neighbor. This process continues until there are no more neighbors to visit, at which point the algorithm returns to the previous vertex to continue the search along another path. The DFS algorithm explores by the graph in depth first before moving on to the other branches. For the next, I will explain about the FS problem. Okay, as you can see here, we have a tree. Starting from node A, we have to move down to node B. Okay, and then after we move into node B, we move again to node in left side, which is node D. Because in this node we have dead end, we have to backtracking to node A. After we backtrack into node A, we move down into node C. Okay. And then, same as before, we have to move down in the left side node, which is node A. And then, after that, we move again to node F. We move into node F, we move again to node G. And the last one, we move into the node H. Okay. So the order will be like this, starting from node A, node B to and node C to node E, node F to node G, and this one from node F to node H. Okay, maybe that's all explanation from me. For the next session will be continued by my friends. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for the explanation about the DFS, and now I will explain about the BFS. Next, So BFS is breadth first search. So BFS start at the root node and examines all its neighbor. Then for each neighbor node, it examines its unvisited neighbor in turn, and so on. Okay, so here's I have a pseudocode. So this pseudocode of BFS is the prepare pseudocode. So first we have to prepare the input of the graph or the binary tree of the node, search or visit. And then let's go to the line number 4. There is a count 0. So this means like we not yet to count all of the graph or the binary tree. Okay, so initialize array visited is equals null. It's because we not yet to visit it, and then there is a looping for v element of the v do visited v equals 0. So it means we not yet to make a check for each element, and then there is looping from the lines 9 until 9:13. This is the looping when we want to check all of the element. Okay, so here's the pseudocode of the main. Okay, so now this is the algorithm for. So this algorithm is the pseudocode, also the pseudocode about the BFS. But before is the pseudocode BFS when we prepare the element of the graph. And now this is the pseudocode is explain about the how the main machine in BFS work. So first, we have to count plus one. So it means we want to make a check uh, one by one, and then visited v equals one. So we have to read the element that we have to check or we have to visit, and then we have to initialize the q equals v. So it means every element we have to enqueue to the queue. So in this case, we can say that BFS or breadth first search is uh, the search that we uh, always use the queue. So we always make a queue and queue and then the queue. So yeah, there is now I will explain about the line number 5. So in line number 5, while q equal not equals null, do like that. So it's mean when all of the graph or the binary tree is not visited, we can not to stop the program. So the program will always be running until all of the graph or binary tree is visited until the end. So yeah, in the while there is a looping for, and then the looping for is starting with n q0. In this case, the q0 is the top. This is the top of the binary tree. So is the root node. So if visited w equals 0, then count plus 1. So it will be checked one by one from the 0 until the end of element. And then visited w equals count. So it will be read the all of the element and then add w to the queue. So this looping is tell about we have to enqueue one by one from the first layer until the last layer, and then we have to enqueue all of the layer one by one, and then we have to dequeue one by one in the queue. So yeah, next. Okay, so maybe I will tell about the BFS using the binary tree because this is will be more easier to understand. So let's say that the top of the binary tree is the layer one, or we can say this is the level one maybe, and then the second is the layer two, and then the third is the layer three, and then the last is the layer four. So yeah. As you can see, the NQ, DQ, and Q is null. And of course, the order will be null. So using BFS, we have to NQ the top of the uh, binary tree. So first, the top of the binary tree, of course, is the NQ, the first layer. So we have to NQ the A, and then, of course, the Q will be just A. So after that, we can DQ the A from the Q, and then we can NQ the B, C to the Q, because the B and C is the vector of the A. So yeah, the B and C will be NQ, and then the A will be DQ, and the Q will be just B and C. And of course, because the A is already DQ, the order will be just A. Next. Okay, so after we NQ the BC, we can DQ the BC now, and then we can NQ the DEF. So there is DEF to the Q. So it's mean the order will be ABC because the B and C is already DQ, and it will be go into the order. And then that's the third layer. And now let's this is the fourth layer or the last layer. So we have to NQ the GH, and then we have to DQ the DEF. And of course, the Q will be just GH because we already DQ the DEF. So in this case, the order only A, B, C, D, E, F. And then for the last, we have to DQ the GF, the GH to the order. So this is will be the last DQ, and the order will be finished. So the order will be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So yeah, I think that's all from me. And now for the next explanation will be explained by my friend Arya. So Arya, take your time.
All right, I will explain BFS in graph. My friend have explained BFS in binary tree. Now it's time to what BFS implemented in graph. You can see in the screen, breadth first search in graph. First, we need to know is the context. The context is purple level, broad, starting from level 1. In my point of view, I will use node A as root or as first node. Using Q, the step is start from A and the level 2, level 3, and level 4. First, the A is as root. A is enter to NQ, enter to Q as the first node. And the second step is B, B, C, H. They are connected to A. They are the neighbor to A. They are entered in NQ, BCH, QBCH, they are processed, and we will DQ the A. A is take the element is taken out to the Q. DAF is entered to NQ, being processed in NQ in Q. We will DQ the BCH. So the element BCH is DQ from the element. The last element is G. G is being entered in NQ, being processed in Q, and the element DAF is DQ. So all the BFS graph is implemented first in, first out. After that, the G is being DQ, so all the element is being taken out. No element in Q. You can see in the screen, the order is A, B, C, H, D, A, F, and G. So the BFS graph is traversing all of the neighbor first. Okay, this is the BFS code implementation in Python. First, from collection, import the queue. Library collection will importing the queue function. Def BFS with two parameters, graph and start. We initialize a function called BFS. We set a variable visited equals to set, q equals to dq with the value of parameter start. Here's the looping while condition, while q node equal to q dot pop left. This means the node will traversing all from left first, from left mid to right. If node not in visited, the node end with empty string. Visited dot add the node q dot extend graph with the value of node. Here's the graph listed graph. When A is connected to B and C, B is connected to D, C is connected to D, and D is, for example, this example, D is connected to empty string or not connected to anyone. After that, okay, we call this function BFS graph, and the value is A, starting from A. Okay, that's the implementation of BFS in Python. DFS graph, depth first search graph. The concept is depth traversal first, using stack or recursive traversal track from left first. In this case, from A to B to D, because the G is in the corner or dead spot, we back to D and to A and to C to F and to H. As you can see in the screen, from A to left, the left child in this point of view is B, to the bottom is D, to the bottom again is G. After G is not connected to anyone, so the node is tracked back to D, to E, to A, to C. After from C, the track to F and to H. That's the DFS graph traversal. And we will look at what the implementation, how do the implementation in Python. This is the implementation of DFS in Python. We first initialize a function called DFS with three parameters, graph, node, and visited. If node not in visited, we will print node and empty string. Visited.add with the variable node. For neighbor in graph node, call the function DFS graph, neighbor, and visited. We make a graph variable with contains the A, B, C, D value. A is connected to B and C, D connected to D, B connected to D, C connected to D, and D is not connected from another. After that, visited.set, and we call the DFS graph. Here is the A in graph, in this variable graph. So the function will call the A first, the A as root, and that's the implementation in Python. More for next explanation will be held by my friend. Okay.
Thank you, Arya, for the time of presentation. So now I will present about different of BFFs and BF on its puzzle game. So in here, I just want to implement 8 puzzle works on both BFS and DFS. As before that my friend explained, BFS explore all possible move at its level at the same dip first. So this means that I'll move one step away from the starting position. I'll check first, then two steps away, and so on. It uses a queue data structure, and the implement on the edge puzzle BFS will try all possible tile move from the starting position. Then all possibilities resulting from those move and so on. And then on the DFS, deep first DFS explore as deeply as possible along a single path first before backtracking, and use a stack data structure or recursion. In the edge puzzle, DFS will choose one step, then continue to the next step until it hits a dead or find a solution. If it hit, and it will backtrack and try another path. So in here, from its puzzle game on BFS, the initial state that I have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. I mean that this is null, and 6, 7, 5, 8. So for the goals is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and null. As you can see from the step 1, S0, 1, 2, 3, 4, null, 6, 7, 5, 8. And then it's come to the up on the number 2. And then for the down state, it means for the 5. And for the left, it's come to the value of 4. And for the last is right, it's come to the 6. So until that is get the state, until the state of 2, it also get the goal kit. So the BFS is check our level 1 possibilities first, the goal at the level 2, so we meet directly without any deep exploration. And what is the difference between BFS and DFS? Lies in how they explore the state space. BFS works by traversing level by level. So this is meaning that all possible moves from a given state are examined first before moving on to the next level. With this approach, BFS guarantees that the solution found is the path with the fewer number of moves optimal. But however, the consequence is that BFS requires a very large amount of memory, and as it must store all nodes at every level being processed. The solution get on the step 2 on the BFS and come to the DFS. So on the DFS, in the puzzle game, it mean maybe the same goals. And for the state 0, we have like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 6, 7, 5, 8. And for S1 is 1, 0, 3, 4, 2, 6, 7, 5, 8. Maybe it's like the down on for number 2. And then for S2 is mean to the left for number 1. And then for S3 is for number 2. And for S4 is mean to the 4. And for the last, so from S0 until S4 or infinity, it's mean long first. So it can be longer step and deep to get the result. In converse, DFS explore by going as deep as possible into one branch first before backtracking and trying another branch. And this approach makes DFS more memory efficient as it only stores the path currently being explored. However, DFS does not guarantee that the solution found is the best one, as it might discover a longer path first or even get lost in a deep path without immediately finding a solution. So in the context of the edge puzzle, DFS is more suitable for simple exploration, while BFS is superior if the primary goal is to find the optimal solution. So for DFS does not know which the best path, and this is just try one pet until it runs out first. So it can be more efficient memory, but not guaranteed to the best solution. And it can be get lost. So for the DFS is trail used for optimal solution. I think that's all that I can explain for the difference on DFS and BFS. Thank you for watching our presentation. If we have any mistake or any miscommunication, and goodbye.